Hey, welcome to episode. I'm feeling fine because it's episode 39 of the Ill Noise podcast. I'm here with my favorite person, with my my co-host Neha. How
Your
you doing?
wife, your life.
My wife and hey, remember that. Happy wife. Happy life. How you doing today, babe?
I'm doing fantastic. How are you?
I'm doing better because I'm with you. Yeah. So, anyways, we want to keep going and growing. I hope you guys are having a great day, great week. Hopefully, you guys had an opportunity to watch Chris Galloway on the Business Playbook. Him and I had an awesome interview. The guy's amazing, really smart, really cool. It was a lot of fun. Yeah, so hopefully you guys enjoy that. We're going to keep
Great
going.
episode.
We're going to keep going with the playbook. I think we're going to take a week off.
We might have to take a week off.
But
we will
that's because something is cool happening, right? Like it's going to be a cool thing where we're going to expand it and have a bunch of people on at the same time.
Yeah,
and
the following week we will be back with a panel interview. Joe and I will both be here, like we are.
Yep.
And then
we should change the. I'll be there. You'll be here. Anyways.
And then the four of them.
Yes.
It will be Mark with his insurance, Joe with the mortgage.
Joe, your mortgage.
Tony.
Talk to Tony.
Real estate.
Talk to Tony.
Talk to Tony. And then again, Chris will be back with the attorney side of things, and they will be here with the panel.
Oh man, I'm stoked about that.
Yes, it will be very exciting, very informative, and great passion.
Absolutely. And we're still waiting on Michael to return our calls. He might be showing up on one of these episodes, Mr. Jordan, but who knows? I hope so. I just hope he checks this out and he's like, you know what? You got my poster up. But the Business Playbook's going great. This is going great. I'm having a great time. You're having a great time. And we hope you guys are having a great time because
obviously,
let's be honest,
if you guys are having a great time, then we're not. What are we doing?
Absolutely. And you know what? If hopefully we've displayed this. If you can just try to be kind,
we might be changing your mind.
We would like to change your mind, and you'd have a good peace of mind if you're kind. But anyways, so let's move on with the shows. You know what I'm saying? Football.
What? Week.
Football.
Week what?
Football. Week
6.
It's coming up on week 6. We're going to still talk about week 5 because we're doing this before Thursday Night Football. We're not doing this on Thursday, guys. We're doing this on Wednesday this week. But
the official recording day.
Yes, but we'll be throwing this out there tomorrow after we have a nice dinner with some of the Reds. But anyways, we're having some amazing, awesome things tomorrow. I'm stoked about that. But anyways, football. I think there's a lot of cool things to talk about. I know this week coming up, Lamar Jackson, who won the MVP last year, 2-time MVP, crushed it this year, had just an amazing week 5.
I don't know, MVP this year? I mean, that you mentioned it. I mean, why don't we go there?
Oh, yeah.
What are you thinking? Patrick Mahomes?
No, not even a little bit. Not even a little bit.
I mean,
and he's awesome.
I know Christian McCaffrey is injured right now.
Right.
But I saw his name up there. I'm like, what?
Well, that doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't make any sense. So I don't know. I what?
He hasn't played since I don't think he's played at all this year.
Were they thinking maybe last year?
I think they were.
Yeah.
But definitely he's not.
Yeah,
there.
not this year. I'm like, what are they thinking?
You know what's funny though, and that's actually a great question. Who is
Tua? What Tua they were thinking last year? I know that.
Yeah, Tua did lead the league in passing yards last year. Tua is actually an interesting story because very soon he could come off the injured reserve. And it was this whole big thing before about whether he should keep playing because of all the concussions.
I mean, the whole concussion thing is so.
I can relate to.
Yeah.
I can relate.
Yeah.
I suffer.
I can relate a little too.
I suffer from PCS, it's post-concussion syndrome. I myself never played, any high level sports. Although I did play some of my pro baseball.
I didn't play any sport, hardly any sport.
No. You played varsity rugby. 4-year ladder, woman.
I mean, I played 3 games, I think.
Okay, but you were scrumming it up. You were like, I'm gonna scrum.
You like my? I made this mug.
That isn't that
creeping it real with coffee.
Creeping it real. Drinking coffee too while we're doing this. That's great.
Decaf, right?
Hey, right.
Got to keep it real.
Creep it real.
Hey,
let's just creep it real. Great better real. What the heck were we talking about? Oh, yeah. So you were asking about the MVP. Let's pause that for a second because I want to go back there in a second. But right. I do want to talk about the fact that Lamar Jackson, the Baltimore Ravens, are playing against the Washington Commanders,
where we do have a rookie quarterback, Jaden Daniels, making a huge impact.
And it's funny because we'll go back to that with the MVP conversation. I just saw a stat, actually, before we started this. There's been 3 quarterbacks for the first 5 regular season games in NFL history that have had 1,000 yards passing and 300 yards running. Okay? Can you guess who they, and if you can't, that's okay.
Starting.
Who do you think they are?
Okay, well, Jaden Daniels.
Okay, that's not fair.
Okay.
Obviously, when I said he's one of 3, he's the one.
Okay, so Jaden Daniels, who has he played against?
Who's he playing against this week? I just said
Lamar Jackson.
Yes, Mr. Lamar Jackson, who started 4 times. And the other guy, and, hide your dogs, is Michael Vick, who did it twice. So Lamar Jackson did it 4 times. Michael Vick did it twice. This is Jaden Daniels' rookie year, and he's done it once. Well, he's done it once because it's rookie year, which is really impressive. So to come back to your conversation, which is an awesome one, we weren't going there, and that's what's the beauty of the show, is the MVP candidates. I would say
Jaden Daniels.
Jaden Daniels is on the list,
he's already on the list in coming to week 6.
Yes, which is really
impressive.
It's really impressive. Gosh, I don't know. There's not a lot of. I mean, Joe Burrow of the Bengals is killing it, but his team's 1-4, so obviously he wouldn't be there.
Okay, but
Patrick Mahomes is 5-0.
Rookie quarterback. What rookie has ever won MVP? Let's go there.
Great question. Don't think any. And the reason being is that MVP is mostly a quarterback award, which I think is
because quarterbacks is basically the hardest position.
Yeah, but I think it's a lot of BS, though, because there have been some MVPs that were non-quarterbacks. I know Adrian Peterson of the Vikings back in the day did it. Pretty sure Barry Sanders, who, other than, my favorite role model growing up, Barry Sanders, I think is the second, although Jim Brown could probably, Jim Brown fanatics, although he played in like the 50s and 60s. I wasn't around then. I know you think I'm old, but I'm not that old.
They didn't have the
cameras.
Well, before the Super Bowl, it was still the NFL, right?
Prior to the Super Bowl?
Yeah.
There was the AFL as well. There was the AFL and NFL. And when the when the Super Bowl became it is when the AFL and the NFL merged together.
And it all became one NFL.
Yes. So, I mean, I'm struggling here because, usually it's quarterbacks and there's been some good quarterbacks, but I think Jaden Daniels right now, and I know I heard it earlier today too on the sports show I was watching. I think Jaden Daniels is the early MVP candidate, but not MVP wise. But let's talk about rookie quarterbacks here for a second. Now, Jaden Daniels has been the best, and he was drafted number 2 overall. My beloved Bears had the number 1 pick. My guy, though, in Chi-Town, Mr. Caleb Williams.
Yeah.
He's not fucking around.
Is he leading the Bears to become what they have always been since 85?
I hope so.
I think he's coming. Last game or 2, it's like, what up?
Yeah. So he's already has 2 300-yard passing games. A couple guys you probably don't know too much. Kyle Orton, who was a Bears legend, only had 1. Rex Grossman, who was part of the Bears team that went to the Super Bowl, and they lost, but played against the Colts.
6 or 7?
2006, yeah. Good call.
7. It was in 07.
07. The year was 07. It was the 06 season. You're absolutely right because it played Jay. You're absolutely right.
Peyton Manning took it to the pedal.
Peyton Manning's pretty good. Hey, he's
but
not that Purdy.
Dexter Hester ran all the way across the field.
Okay, his name is Devin Hester, but I would like everyone to call him Dexter Hester, like what you just said, because that's way better.
Man.
That's way better.
I get there, right?
I love it. That's way better. But so Rex Grossman, Kyle Orton, and Justin Fields, right? Last quarterback of the Bears. They all, in their entire career, had 1 300-yard passing game in their Bears career. Caleb Williams already has 2. Guys,
and it's like
he's played 5 games.
It's like still the beginning of the season.
40% of the games he's played, he's passed for 300. So that excites me a lot. In the division, it's still crazy. The Minnesota Vikings are undefeated, and your beloved Chiefs are undefeated.
It's like
as well.
Caleb's back. He did it twice. Let's do it again. Chicago's back.
Oh, I hope they are. They're 3-2. They play in London, and I know you know how much I don't like this, and I'll tell you why, because they play at 8:30 in the morning on Sunday.
During your fantasy show.
Oh, I love the show on ESPN. I love that show.
I love it because I always get a cut. Yeah.
yeah. Well, yeah. And anyway, we're doing pretty good this year.
And then next year, I'm going to have my own spot in the league, and then another year, we're going to have our own league. Yeah.
I don't know if that's going to be the case. I think that should be the case. So I love that you said. I love you said. Anyways, we're going where we always go because that's how we do. But I'm excited. The football season has been awesome. I know the Texans are a little peed off right now. Their number one receiver, Nico Dell, just went in the instant injury reserve. So he's going to be out for a while. They'll still be great because C.J. Stroud, their quarterback, who's amazing. C.J. Stroud's amazing. He's a stud. Perfect word. I've influenced you in a positive way because I know I've said that before. He is a stud. He's a big stud.
I am the young Padawan.
You are the young Padawan. Does that make me Obi-Wan Kenobi? But we will see. But football season's alive and growing, and I'm digging it. I'm loving it. We've got a bunch of cool games this week. Again, my team's playing in London at 8:30 in the morning, playing against Jacksonville Jaguars. I feel pretty good about that, but we'll see how it goes. Your team actually doesn't play this week. I know your second team's my Bears, our Bears, but your team, the Chiefs, they have a bye. You know what a bye is?
Like they take a week off?
No, I was talking about sexuality. No, yes, you're absolutely right. I wasn't talking about bisexuality. That's when you like boys and girls. No, you're absolutely right. They get the week off. So Chiefs and Vikings are the only teams in the NFL right now that are undefeated. And they
get a bye.
They both get
bye.
Oh.
I think you were listening to it this morning.
Oh, I was, but it was on a you're right. But it was on something I was watching, and it was a song. But you're absolutely right. Now, what is also, wow, we're almost halfway through. What is also awesome that's happening now is the WNBA playoffs, which is no longer just the playoffs. It is now championship. The finals. And the Liberty, led by
Breanna Stewart.
Bree Stu. And
Sabrina Ionescu.
Both ballers. One of the coolest things, and we're going to move on to the other team here in a second too. One of the coolest things was after the Liberty beat the Aces is seeing the embrace and the positive words and the love that was shared between Miss Asia Wilson and Breanna Stewart. I'm sure you do too. I love that. I love seeing any human lift up another human, but I really love seing women lift up women. And you could see that they loved each other, they respected each other. They played on the Olympics together. They
both MVPs.
Yes. Multiple MVPs. Bree Stu's got 2 and Asia's now got 3. So absolutely right. They played in the Olympics together. The Aces did win the last 2 championships, so they were going for back to back to back, which the last 3-peat in the NBA was done by the Los Angeles Lakers. I know we're going to switch. We'll come back here for a second. Do you remember who the 2 best players of the Lakers were when they 3-peated?
Kobe Bryant.
Nice.
And Shaq.
Yes, you're right. Now, prior to that, there was a team that had 2 3-peats.
The Bulls.
And they were led by
the GOAT.
I love that you say that because obviously he's the GOAT.
He's the GOAT.
He's the GOAT.
There is no other GOAT.
Yeah, there's GOATs, like some of the greatest of all time. He's the GOAT. Anyways, I know some of you younger folks that have watched LeBron. I get it. I don't
think it's even younger folks. It's just some folks.
No, it's mostly younger folks that would put LeBron in front of Mike Howe. I don't know why I said Mike Howe. But you're wrong. But anyways, that's a whole nother conversation. But coming back, so the reason I mentioned 3-peats is the Aces had the opportunity to 3-peat. Couldn't get it done because they lost against the Liberty. Liberty were the best team in the regular season from beginning to end. They seem to have the best.
Well, it hasn't ended yet.
No, but I'm saying regular season wise, they're the top seed, and they've been crushing the playoffs and everything else.
Nefisa's just
now hold on a second.
It's like hold my beer.
Hold on. Now we're going where I want to go. So the Lynx went out. It was best 5 series. Went all the way to Game 5, and playing against the Connecticut Sun, led by Alyssa Thomas, who, by the way, had 7 points and 6 rebounds in Game 5. But I saw an awesome stat today, and I wanted to share this on the show, and I wanted to kind of like you be like,
okay, let me go.
You probably won't do this, but Nafisa Collier, who's the best player on the Lynx, and arguably,
I mean, she was number 2 on the MVP.
And I would say she's one of the top 2 or 3 best players in the WNBA after Asia, maybe Breanna. I know Breanna didn't have the same accolades this year, but Breanna.
No, Nafisa was number 2.
No, in the MVP voting, you're absolutely right.
Yeah.
Nafisa,
I think she's going to be MVP next year.
Well, I mentioned that, and I think we mentioned that last time too, and I don't disagree. I actually agree. Nafisa Collier from the Minnesota Lynx, and they are the underdogs against the Liberty in the finals. But Nafisa Collier did something that no woman has ever done. So she ended up yesterday with 27 points, 11 rebounds. I might be off by a rebound or something. You won't put it in the comments. I dare you. Put it in the comments. I say 27-11. What you got? But she had 3 games in a row, 25 points, 10 rebounds. Playoff history. You know how many women have done that before?
None.
There goes my 0. Right? That's it. None. Nafisa Collier, who's my girl. I love this woman. I think, seriously, I was all like, okay. And they're all amazing. Asia's amazing. Kayla's amazing. But as the playoffs got me now, because I don't know how many Minnesota Lynx games we were watching. And, shame on me and you. Shame on you.
Shame on you.
Shame on me. If there's going to be shame.
How dare you? How dare you?
How dare you? If there's going to be shame. But Nafisa Collier, who was the defensive player of the year this year, right? I just told you an offensive stat that she did. Never been done. So the Lynx, now I don't like this. The Lynx and the Liberty are getting ready to play game 1 of the WNBA playoffs tomorrow. Now,
at the same time as what?
Thursday Night Football.
First game of week 6.
Now, why they couldn't play on Friday? I know there's college football. Why couldn't they just play on Friday? And whoever's ahead of the WNBA, just push it one day. So many more people would watch because football, and it's not fair to you ladies, but football is so popular. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm making you tired. More you. Football is so popular. That's
what we got, all multiple screens. And we got, flip the channel.
Right.
So that's what.
But it's not fair to the ladies.
Why do we need to complain? We just do what we do.
No, I'll tell you why we need to complain.
What we do.
I'll tell you why we need to complain.
Do what we do. Just flip it.
More people would watch the game tomorrow if it was on Friday. Now, it isn't, so we'll just deal with it. And I think that means game 2's on Saturday, which is awesome because they're staying away from twice now. Hey, hold on. When this is done, my girl's going to take a nap. All right, it's okay.
No, I'm going to make dinner.
Yes, you are. And we're going to have pepperoni pizza and a salad. Winning. Hashtag. But, so it's a best of 5. Obviously, New York has a home court advantage. So is it best of 5 or best of 7? Do you? I don't.
Like I said the other week, I don't keep track of that stuff.
Of how many games they play? That's weird. You're looking. You're kind of.
I am a business owner.
You're coming off. Yeah, are you a businesswoman or are you a business?
I'm a businesswoman.
All right. So we don't know if it's 5 or 7. That we.
And I am a man.
No, you're. Hey.
No, it's like that Taylor Swift song, I'm a man, business, or I don't know the song. It's I'm a man.
I love it. You're so beautiful. Who do you have? Best of 5, Minnesota against New York.
Well, we should check. If it's, you could check.
Well, let's just say no. Who do you got to win the series? If it's 5 or 7, doesn't matter. Who do you think is going to win this series? Is it going to be Minnesota, or is it going to be North? Because here's the thing, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, really quick, hold on. I don't want to interrupt you, even though I did. My girl loves herself the point guard on the Liberty. I think that's true. Can I?
Yeah,
Yes.
I mean, I think Sabrina's amazing, and I love Caitlin. I love the point guard position. I love Alyssa Thomas.
Yes.
I think Alyssa Thomas is a point guard.
It's like
too.
a point forward, but still makes like LeBron James is a forward, even though he's kind of point guard. So I'm with you.
Oh,
like,
okay.
I
I don't know
totally
who the point guard is, but I think the point guard, like, the floor general.
So who you got?
Who directs the traffic?
Who you got? Who you got? Who you got? Who's winning? And how many games? We can't say that because we don't know how many spots.
Yeah.
But who's going to win? Who's going to win?
I think the Liberty are going to win, but
do you know how many times the Liberty have won the WNBA championship?
0.
I love me some Nafisa, and I'm going to root for her, but I'm kind of rooting for Liberty. So I'm rooting for her individually, but I'm rooting on Liberty. Just because when you haven't done something and you tried so much, like I think this is their 6th or 7th time.
Yeah, I think everybody should have a turn at winning, and Lynx have already won.
Yes.
I think I don't know if recently, but I know with Maya Moore, did they win?
Yes.
So yeah,
I have no idea, but I said yes though. So that who knows?
Yeah. So please fact check us. Yes. I don't know if we're going to have the scrolling here on the bottom, with our information and the fact check.
We hope we do.
Hopefully we do.
We hope we do.
So I hope it's scrolling right now. And
I think
we'll have it soon.
I'm glad you asked me. I think the Liberty are going to win, but I think the best player in the series is going to be I got sunshine.
Nafisa?
My girl, Nafisa. I think she's going to be the best player.
Who's going to be the second best?
Breanna Stewart. Who's going to be a third best? Sabrina. That's what I think. That's right. That's what.
But I think between Breanna Stewart and Sabrina, like, it varies.
It does. Anyways, we're going to keep watching. It's getting ready to come up. We're going to briefly talk about Major League Baseball. To be honest, it sucks. I grew up so much with it. But it hasn't been on the forefront for us. I think it will be certainly in World Series time. That'll make it a little more exciting. I know right now, there's a couple series that are 2-1.
It's interesting how you're looking down.
I know. Isn't that crazy? I never do. But anyways, it's pretty much either 1-1 or 2. I don't even need to look on. It's either 1-1 or 2-1 in all the series. I hope it keeps rolling. I know.
Okay, so who do you think is going to be in the World Series?
Yes, it's a good call. I think the Cleveland Guardians, and good job me for not saying the racist name. I think the Guardians are going to play against the San Diego Padres. Who do you think are going to make it to the World Series?
I think it is going to be the LA Dodgers.
Oh, nice.
Against the Atlanta Braves.
Well, that can't be. They're both in the National League. They can't play together in the World Series. So
see, there you go. That's my knowledge. So I think
maybe
it's
Yankees.
Going to be
I think you think Yankees.
So is it going to be the Dodgers?
I don't know. It's your pick.
Can the Dodgers play the Yankees?
Yes.
Okay, so Dodgers and the Yankees.
So Shohei against Aaron Judge.
Yes.
Oh, I just spit on myself and I cleared it right away. I want you to be right. Because that's what we want. We want to see Judge.
Okay, but from way back, like a historic thing, what player from back in the day, like would you want Jeter or, Frank Thomas? Who would you want to be in the World Series to help out, like, the Guardians or the Padres?
God, that's a great question. So somebody obviously that's never been in the World Series. I guess I would say big Frank Thomas. I mean, I'm a White Sox fan. He's arguably the best White Sox player of all time, other than Shoeless Joe Jackson, who he's got a bunch of stuff you don't want to do. So I guess that would be my answer. But this is exciting. I'm not doing it, but I'm really excited because it's movie reverberation.
Resuscitation.
Resurrection. It's movie
resurrection.
Resuscitation. Moving revision. And this one is my girl. And before you start, may I just say, myself and my grandpa Sam, God rest his soul, is the only movie we went to the movie theater, saw together, was this movie. Go.
Okay, so it's called Goonies.
Goonies!
And if you haven't seen it, you have to go back and see it.
Yes.
It's awesome.
It is.
So it's a bunch of kids.
Yes.
Junior high.
Goonies never die.
6th grade or something.
Yes.
Mikey and his 3 or 4 friends. Data, Chunk, Mouth. And
Corey Feldman.
Corey Feldman.
Yes.
Sean
Acid.
Yes.
Yeah.
He was Sean, or he was Sam Ganshi in the Lord of the Rings.
Oh, I never saw.
So anyways,
never saw.
Make it quick. They basically have this like fun thing. They're called the Goonies.
Yes. Goonies never die.
They basically find like
a treasure map.
So
they need to find the treasure chest.
So and like these robbery people.
Yes, bad people.
Fratellis. They're trying. So they go to the country club.
Yes.
And they go down a route to the
treasure
chest,
yes.
like near the pond or something.
Yes.
Or the lake.
Yes.
And they're going down there with their older brother.
Yes.
And the older brother's girlfriend, and
yes.
they have a crush.
Older brother's really famous guy too, but anyways.
Josh something.
Josh Brolin.
Yes.
You got
so and then Martha.
Marsha Plimpton. Plimpton.
She dated River Phoenix.
Yes. And there was that redheaded, she's really beautiful, but I don't remember her name, but she was like that thing back then. But anyway.
Yeah. And so they're all going,
yep.
and Chunk,
yes.
he rats on them. He rats
on the bad people.
He's like, they're being chased by...
They try to sick their kid on him.
They're like, Sloth. They're like, so they basically kidnap him and put him with their kid Sloth.
Yes.
And
Chunk
calls the police, so they get the bad guys. So they're all going, and they get they're basically get to the pirate ship.
Yes.
They get the treasure. Yeah. They put it in their pockets, and then the bad guys get them. But by the time the bad guys get them, the police are there. And the parents come and they rescue everybody, and they're like, yeah. The police get the bad guys. They go,
but they still get all the money. Their parents, like, they needed to, like, pay for their houses. They get to pay for their houses with all that stuff.
Yep.
And the most important thing in the movie is that Sloth loves Chunk. Right? Like, if you see this guy, he's got air this way, like it's crazy, but he's awesome.
And now that they're all adults, they look fantastic. They do. And they're all...
Except Sloth. I wonder what Sloth looks like.
He looks great.
Does he?
They all look wonderful.
Nice.
Yeah. And they all become fantastic movie stars. Yes. They have all these great opportunities.
Yes. And Corey Feldman went a little weird, but I'm with you. He went a little weird. Josh Brolin.
Corey Feldman.
What
movie was he in?
Corey Feldman?
Yeah.
Oh, so he was in. Oh man. Oh gosh. So he was in License to Drive. He was in Stand By Me, one of my favorite movies of all time.
Yeah. He was in a movie about vampires. I can't think of right now. Sean, what's his name?
Acid.
He was in a bunch.
He was in Rudy. So we need to do this. What would you give it? 0 through 5. How many stars?
I give it a 4 to 4.5.
No, you can't.
I actually wrote a paper about it in high school.
Yeah, but you can't give it a range. You have to give it a score.
4.
I am with my girl here. 4.0, but that's a good GPA.
Yes.
Go see it.
Guys, thank you for tuning in.
Thank you.
Be kind. It might change your mind.
Be kind. It'll change your mind. We love you guys.
And make sure you're tuning in for the business playbook. Mm-hmm. We will take a absence next week, but the week following, you back with the panel. Bye, guys.